please your soul. And here in the land where 96 degrees in the shade is a joyous song, our artists craft one love from wood and metal and even the screen, as if fashioning next level concepts, designs and style from every rocks, the sea, the sand. And yet sometimes antique pieces rise up from ages past to excite and to wow you. Our fashion designers bring the natural mystic to clothe bodies and feet, while our world-class supermodels strut where angels fear to tread. It is not paradise, but there's a heavenly taste to the food, and that spirit in the rum makes it almost paradise. The aromas, the spices, the tastes bring that warm feeling to your body and that feeling to your face. Heavenly. Here in Jamaica, the spirit of imagination whispers in the hungry ears of our literary artists. Lyrical genius resounds in dub poetry and spoken word, but sometimes it's as quiet as pen on paper. Either way, the voices of generations are just keyboard and mouse clicks away. Our performing artists, like soul athletes, soar with sound, rhythm and color to bring dance, music and drama alive in places that you never even knew had a pulse. The steadiness of the Jamaican cultural and creative industry is remarkable, from the historical theaters and dramatic forms to the dance halls where we link up for feats of magical movement. The creative energy here is vibrant and alive, just like the culture. Here, the race is not only for the swift, but also for the culture that endures, in an industry that is growing brighter day by day. This way of living is how we are meant to be, champions of love, life, and liberty. Jamaica boasts a diversity in culture, true to our motto, out of many, one people.
Hi, I'm Olivia Babs-Grange. From small beginnings come big dreams.
Bit by bit, putting it together.
But it starts somewhere. And our creative professionals are mastering the craft bit by bit, putting it all together.
Piece by piece, only way to make a work of art is putting it together.
This expo will serve primarily to introduce and engage our young people in careers in the ECCI sector.
Every moment makes a contribution. Every little detail plays
It will also
a
give
part.
leaders in the field an opportunity to share and inspire bright young minds who will shape the future of the creative industry here in Jamaica. This year, we will continue to build bridges to multiple possibilities and streams of success. Come hear from us at the Jamaica Creative Career Expo. Jamaica Creatives at the center of Brand Jamaica.
Africa's most anticipated collaborations. Make some noise for SS, USDC, and Nigel's
Rollet. Up with the weights, I work. Down with the pack, I roll. Up with the sack, and you know that I deserve it. Half and half when we split the perks. Yeah, the preacher man said, please remember that your savior's on the way. I still remember when the teacher man said, I wouldn't make it, but I made it anyway.
I remember say it wasn't easy. Right now, everything is amazing. Steady dropping them logo. Them I taking my photo. I remember that they telling me no, no. Right now, everything is global. Steady dropping them logo. Them I taking my photo.
I put the label on full effect. I keep the prayers in motion and no pulling back. I was boxed in, all the boxes that I couldn't check. And God came through for me, would you look at that? I'm building a legacy out of hobby. I never chased a dream, I designed it. Big crib, you had an echo in the lobby. Bro, I was broke as hell where they found me. Hell is where they found me, I'm past it, I made it. Facts, my haters all plastic, fake. Facts, my family's all happy, I'm grateful, thanks. And all the things I say are all naked. Facts, I hope I get to meet up with my mother when I'm gone. Used to talk about my life and all the hurdles that I want.
February is Reggae Month. Go catch the rhythm on Reggae Month TV, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily in February. Catch the mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries and symposia, reggae conversations with pioneers of the music, and lots more. Reggae Month TV all days in February, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on PBCJ and the Ministry of Culture social media pages. Get all the details real time on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app and come catch the rhythm this Reggae Month.
Here is a special parenting message brought to you by the National Family Planning Board, 5 Sylvan Avenue, Kingston 5. The way we treat our children directly impacts what they believe about themselves. That was a special parenting message brought to you by the National Family Planning Board, 5 Sylvan Avenue, Kingston 5.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms, including sexual assault, domestic violence, relationship abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of children. The magnitude of ongoing violence against women and children in our country is cause for alarm. We can end the violence. It requires all of us to end the violence. I call on all our men and women in Jamaica to take a stand. And men, especially, must get involved in this movement to create a better world for their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their sons, and for themselves. Let's protect and reassure. Let's unite to end gender violence.
Your government is working for you. On the East Coast, there's the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. The highway, which began in January 2017, is now slated to end in March 2025. Another segment under the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project is the Maypen to Williams Field, which is approximately 81% complete. Next stop, the Morant Bay Urban Center. Preparation and demolition exercises began in July 2022 at the Goodyear factory in the parish where the center is being constructed. Construction phase has already started. Third stop, over in Portmore. Plans are afoot to make the Sunshine City the 15th parish. With the parish status comes the Portmore Resilience Park, which ground will be broken by year-end 2022. For in the west, we have the Montego Bay Perimeter Road, starting from Iron Shore to Bogue, from Montego Bay down to Montpelier. More updates to come as we reignite our nation for greatness.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
How many more must die because of reckless drivers? How fast is too fast? Make we take time, no man. Obey the rules of the road. Drive with care.
Here is a special parenting message brought to you by the National Family Planning Board, 5 Sylvan Avenue, Kingston 5. The way we treat our children directly impacts what they believe about themselves. That was a special parenting message brought to you by the National Family Planning Board, 5 Sylvan Avenue, Kingston 5.
Reggae Month is February. February is Reggae Month. Go catch the rhythm on Reggae Month TV, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily in February. Catch the mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries and symposia, reggae conversations with pioneers of the music, and lots more. Reggae Month TV all days in February, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on PBCJ and the Ministry of Culture social media pages. Get all the details real time on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app and come catch the rhythm this Reggae Month. February is Reggae Month. Go catch the rhythm on Reggae Month TV, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily in February. Catch the mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries and symposia, reggae conversations with pioneers of the music, and lots more. Reggae Month TV all days in February, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on PBCJ and the Ministry of Culture social media pages. Get all the details real time on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app and come catch the rhythm this Reggae Month.
We are in a race against time, to reverse the effects of climate change by one simple action, which has positive and enduring effects. That's right, plant a tree, leave a lasting legacy. Join the My Tree Legacy promotion by planting a tree at your alma mater and share your work with us. Submit videos and pictures of you, your family, your friends, and colleagues planting trees. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
Reggae Month TV, on air, on cable, online.
This is our home, Jamaica, and tourism is the lifeblood of our country. Let's all feel good again. Whether with family or friends, we want you to enjoy your staycation.
We have to ensure that they are comfortable, they feel well protected.
New standards are in place to ensure your safety. We are here to serve you better, so you can have the best experience. Come out and rediscover Jamaica.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
Rediscover Jamaica.
Heartbeat of the world.
Watch yourself online, that's what my crew say. Make it a new day. A reminder by the Broadcasting Commission. We the BCJ. What if it was your friend in the mix? What if it was your sis in the pics? What if you want a terrorist watch list? What if? Suppose that one. What you do? Don't like, don't comment, don't click. Report it, block it, don't make it stick. Don't trust everybody on the internet. Use it to step up your intellect. So online you have to be safe too. Don't believe the rumors or the fake news. Don't go everywhere they try to take you. Protect the kids or they find a way to. What if it was your friend in the mix? What if it was your sis in the pics? What if you want a terrorist watch list? What if? Suppose that go on. What if? Wait up, free.
Reggae Month is February. February is Reggae Month. Go catch the rhythm on Reggae Month TV, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily in February. Catch the mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries and symposia, reggae conversations with pioneers of the music, and lots more. Reggae Month TV all days in February, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on PBCJ and the Ministry of Culture social media pages. Get all the details real time on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app and come catch the rhythm this Reggae Month.
Brutality isn't a legality. There's no rationality as to why this abnormality should become a mentality. A mentality which kills and tortures. Are you really telling me you're afraid to speak up because you might be called an informer? Let us break the barrier of brutality and enforce it with alacrity. If you know someone who has been victimized, I charge you to interrupt their situations before their O, Oppressor continues to lurk in their lives. Let us E, extend our hands to our brothers and sisters who are being victimized, and N, never see violent acts and ignore them. Let us C, come together and be the E, example, so we may end a barrier on brutality.
Get vaccinated. Everybody get vaccinated. Good. Get back to life, get vaccinated. Good. Protect your life, get vaccinated. Good. Protect your family. Aye. Before me do road, me have to get vaccinated. Good. You do it already, you get me ratings. Good. It's free for the public, keep your savings. Good. If you not do it yet, the risk you're taking. Protect for your life in this pandemic. Good. COVID are nothing for you play with. Good. And sanitize and mask for wearing. But if we move forward, we get vaccinated. If you a barber, shopkeeper, taxi driver, go get vaccinated. Good. Whether dance or church, me a preach like pastor, go get vaccinated. Good. Follow the soldier, the police, the frontline workers, and go get vaccinated. Go get vaccinated. All ages, go get vaccinated. All street youth, get vaccinated. Good. Get vaccinated. Good. Everybody get vaccinated. Good. Get back to life, get vaccinated. Protect for your life, get vaccinated. Good. Good. Go get vaccinated. Good. Everybody get vaccinated. Good. Old and young get vaccinated. Protect your family, go get vaccinated. Good. Good. Good.
Coding and programming share the same language, so I got more interested because of programming. Because a couple of years ago I did wanted to do programming at VTDI.
Please stand for the national anthem.
Find that in the early days, because the artist wanted a chance to record,
And now, please welcome our hosts, Terry Carell and Rushcam.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. No, I'm not hearing anything.
I don't know how to feel about the applause. I think we can do a much better job.
I think so too.
Than that. Let me.
I don't know. I feel like it have a bigger buzz.
So let me. I gel me hair this morning. My beard this
Terry?
morning. I put on makeup this morning.
Spin make them see you. No. Spin make them see you.
I'm going to get my locally designed and created outfit. I think we can do a much better job.
All right, I don't mean to be that guy. But that was for her. So I went to the barber shop. No, I'm going to get my fade. I'm going to put on my nice, clean white shirt. So can I get some noise for the... Can I get some commotion for the shirt? All right.
Thank you so very much for being here. I think it is such an honor that we can finally say welcome to the second annual Jamaica Creative Career Expo. If it's your very first time, show of hands. If you've been here for the very first time,
wow.
Welcome. And if you are repeat offenders in the most respectful way, let us see who you are. Thank you so very much for being here. Let us jump into the protocol.
Okay. So we want to welcome our specially invited guests. First, we want to welcome the Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, the Honorable Minister Orlando Terrelong. Please make him welcome.
And naturally, if we see the Minister of State, certainly we would like to acknowledge she's not here as yet.
Yes.
But certainly the Honorable Olivia Grange, who is our Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, is on her way. And we'd just like to acknowledge her for the support, the tremendous support behind this expo, naturally.
We also want to welcome from the U.S. Embassy, Bobby Adelson. He is the Public Affairs Officer. Where are you, Bobby? No, where is he? He's here doing us, so make some applause for him. He's busy working.
And of course, we would like to welcome the other members of the diplomatic corps, and we certainly cannot get through the protocol without acknowledging Marissa Benin, who is the National Director of the National Entertainment, Culture and Creative Industries Council.
Please stand, please. Beautiful. And we want to welcome every specially invited guest in the place. You know, students, you are specially invited guests, but we have some specially invited guests who we also want to welcome. Welcome them. Yes.
Absolutely. So we have our keynote speakers who travel from far to be here. We have our panelists, our experts. We have specially invited guests. I saw Dr. Naya passing through. We have our teachers, our educators, our sponsors, our partners. Thank you so very much. And to the students, make some noise. I also see the Honorable Dr. Norman Dunn. Welcome, sir. Thank you so very much for being here. We cannot do what we do, and we certainly cannot speak about the creative without actually speaking about the business side, correct? So thank you for being here. So now we're going to do the roll call.
Yes.
Who are we starting with?
Wait. I was told that you guys were told that you should prepare a little chant. So when I call the names of the schools, we don't want to hear no. I don't want to say Terry Carell High, yeah. Rushcam High, yeah. I want to hear the chant. And please, no more than 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Call it a jingle. We don't have all day. All right, so let's get into it. First, we're going to start with
St. Joseph Teachers College.
No, you know.
We're going to get it. No, they were warming up.
No, they were warming up.
Okay, they were warming up.
Yeah, man, Terry.
St. Joseph Teachers College.
All right. Let's give it up for Montego College. No. Huh? Come again. You know, say, I think on the practice on the bus, but then I'll get quiet, right? So I'm giving you another opportunity. One more time. Montego College. That's more like it. This is our school, Terry-ish. Kinda.
Mona. All one of you. You see, that's why you have to get better friends than that. She did things that they were all going to do it together.
Terry,
she jumped out and everybody else looked them head straight.
Shema killed the doll.
Are those your friends? You ready now? Mona.
All right. We're going on Hope Road and we're just turning off a little. Arden High School.
We thank all three of you from Arden High School.
Maybe it's the music. Can I get a little lower music? Maybe it's the music throwing me. I'm not hearing.
St. Jago High School.
That was too good.
From today, I attended St. Jago High School. And that me I said.
Scrum dilly yum yum. St. Catherine High School. That was too good.
Well, first of all, big up St. Catherine. Is St. Catherine I come from? St. Catherine every single day. Big up St. Catherine High School.
Terry, you come from St. Catherine, Terry?
Of course.
Oh, I thought it was Portmore.
Then I were Portmore located.
Hello.
Bethlehem Moravian College. BMC every day.
Church Teachers College. No.
Only the practice
I'm
before
not
they come here?
accepting that. I'm not accepting that.
We're going to give Church Teachers College. Teachers College.
All right. Yeah, man.
I like the Teachers College, you know. Who's the next one? Boys Town.
Boys Town? Come on.
Where's Boys Town? Boys Town is in the grey and white?
You know, say Boys Town could have do give me a B, you gotta be. Or something. I don't understand.
Boys Town! Love it. And the next school is? Caribbean Maritime.
I can hear you guys on the boat.
I love that.
Jamaica College. You know, say.
Hold on, them not finish.
Audience, have you ever seen the JC TikToks? So, them have energy on TikTok. I expect them to have energy here. Okay.
Heart NSTA.
Woo! Where there's a skill.
She said, where there is a skill, there is
a way.
You're the only one here from Heart NSTA.
They have the skills.
And they're more, okay.
They have the skills and they have the way.
And if Heart NSTA is here, where's Garmex?
Wow.
Beautiful. I love it. Have we gotten everybody?
No.
You see how Una give me attitude about no?
And then when we call them name.
The next school is Case. I love it. That was nice.
Ooh. Let's hear it from the ladies of Immaculate.
Immaculate High School.
Immaculate Girlies. Where the Immaculate Girlies?
Immaculate Conception. All right.
Let's give it up for Papine High School.
I love it.
Yeah.
Big up Papine High School. My mother went to this next school. They're known as the Fidelitas, the Swans. Where are St. Hugh's High School for girls?
No. No, Terry. The intro never matched the presentation. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to unembarrass Terry. Terry, Shema, kill the doll. Come, Terry. You haven't got to do it over. 1, 2, 3. My mother went to this school. Go on, man, do it over.
My mother went to this very next school, and they're known as the Fidelitas, the Swans, the ever lovely St. Hugh's High School.
All right, speaking of girls' schools.
This needs an accent.
Yes, we're going to go to the...
This is an accent.
Yeah, the St. Andrew High School for girls. I'm so sorry. Is it the music? Are they saying Andrews are mad them? Andrews are mad them. Andrews are mad them.
I love it. Montego Bay Community College, where are you?
Hold on.
I am traveling on the bus back to Montego Bay.
1 second. Guys, that was too good. Let's get the bill. Start over. I want it one more time. Montego Bay, let's go.
Big up yourself. Do we have any more schools?
Any more schools?
Michael University College. Yo!
No, man, it's the acoustics.
Clearly, we have to go up on the balcony to get our boost.
The balcony.
Yeah, the balcony. The next school is...
AISK. AISK, don't do it.
Oh! AISK in the building.
All
Where
right.
is the Fortis, man, them?
Kingston College. No, me want dance.
Not going. Listen, they're not going to come and take over the Jamaica Creative Career Expo, you know. Listen, Fortis treat everything like school challenge quiz.
Fortis. Jamaica Creative Expo.
The last but not the least on our list is
Edna Manley. They're creative.
No, look how I thought Edna Manley was going to have somebody get up and
go so I
assumed.
I thought I was going to get it.
Listen, I assumed Edna was going to start like jeting across.
But Terry, you see, you catch me, you never know if I'm strong, you know? You never know if I have it. Careful.
Put your hands together, all of you representing all of your respective schools. So very quickly, why is this important? Oh, sorry. Miss sorry. Talk to me good.
Hold on.
We
never
left out some. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm so sorry.
Hold on. It looked like we're leaving out some people, Terry. Hold on.
I'm so sorry.
If you were left out, just give me a name. Let me write it down. No. Just whisper it. UCC. Who else? NC.
All right, not a problem.
NC.
All right, very quickly. Knox Community College.
That is swag.
That is swag.
Yeah.
NCU.
That's nice.
Let me tell you, She look me in our eye and say, you never call NCU. And a while ago she said, NCU,
making our dreams come true.
UCC. You know, them just made that up.
Yo, them say UCC a big side can't work again.
She say,
everybody
she
else
say
have
yes.
it.
She say yes. And introducing the inimitable Monroe. Call it.
It's too Monroe. No, I want it again.
Monroe.
I need it again. I need it again. Guys, I'm going to Trinidad Carnival next week. Come. I'm going to Trinidad Carnival next week. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Yeah, man, I'm ready for Trinidad. I'm ready.
Let me tell you. You know, there's one thing about Jamaican people. We don't even know what people are saying. We don't even know the word of a song enough from it. Look like it have a hype and it have a buzz with it. Yeah.
And now, we acknowledge our host, really.
We'd like to take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of our Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Grange. I don't know if the minister heard all of the chants, but that was nice and that was different. And I'm going to tell you why it makes sense.
UTech.
UTech not ready, you know?
Don't make me call in here.
Somebody said no, UTech is not here.
No, but Terry, them done create excitement. So, make some noise for
University of Technology, UTech. She said, all right. So this was different, and the reason why this is different is because the Jamaica Creative Career Expo is different.
Absolutely.
When we speak about careers generally over the years, we've always spoken about traditional ones like
law,
doctor,
medicine,
engineering,
and the good old Indian chief. But the truth is that when we were growing up and we were in high school, like, I would never go to a career expo and hear from anybody who was anything other than... Yeah. So somebody who dances, someone who is in production, someone who is in fashion, no. And that is because of two reasons. One, we were never exposed as a people to the opportunities that were available. But also there was a sort of stigma about creatives and the struggling artists. Creative can't make them money, them broke. Them just have dreams high up in the sky and it cannot make money. But this is beautiful because it merges not just creativity, but entrepreneurship, the business of creativity.
Absolutely. And if there's any place we know that there isn't a short of talent and creativity, it is Jamaica. So it is important. Oh no, put your hands together. Nobody can do it like we. So it was important for us to get the right people, the right speakers, the right panelists who can teach you the how, the why, the where.
And give you the ingredient list. They can say, boy, you thought fashion was this, but it's not.
Or it is all of this.
All right. And the opportunities available to you. You know, you're going to get a digital magazine soon and see the opportunities available, but the career, they have it. They have it. You have access to it. But you'll see that the career is one thing or the industry is one thing, but the opportunities are endless.
Absolutely. And we can't wait to jump in. If anyone is joining us online, thank you so very much for being here. So we are here because of a woman who believes strongly in the power of the arts and the creative industry, the orange economy. And if you were at the Little Theatre last night, you would have seen her in full performance with the National Dance Theatre Company. And it is behind, or that backdrop, that she thought something like this was extremely important. giving the opening remarks, please put your hands together for Marissa Benet, National Director of the National Entertainment, Culture and Creative Industries Council. Put your hands together because she made this happen. So while she gets ready and she comes, make sure that you take out your pens, your paper, your notepads, because as soon as we get our keynote speakers on and we start having the panel discussions, we want you to ask your questions.
And before Marissa comes, we have an introductory reel to share with you. A little context, give you context on what the Expo is, give you context on Jamaica and the creative industry and what you will be seeing today. But that will be after Marissa. Marissa, I'm getting instructed. Marissa, me and you cannot war in front of the people, them. You have to come up here. Them say, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Marissa Benet.
Good morning, everyone. I think Terry and Roshcam did the protocols, but let me just welcome my minister, Minister Grange, my state minister, Minister Terry Long, my permanent secretary, P.S. Thorpe, my principal director of culture, Joan Archibald, my principal director of entertainment, Gillian Wilkinson McDaniel, and all the students, all the heads of agencies who are here supporting, just to let you know that, Minister Grange charges her staff to come up with concepts that, usually are in line with her mission for the creative industries. And the Jamaica Creative Expo is simply one of those things. She charges us and she expects us to come up with ideas that she, basically she adds flesh to the dry bones of our ideas. So once we came up with this, she charged us to run with it. This is the second one, and it will only get bigger. If she had her way, we would be having it in Kingston and Montego Bay and Mandeville, But I suspect next year it will be even bigger. Before I go any further, I want to thank the team that has helped to do this. Because of them, I could sleep a little bit more this morning, and I could not have done it without them. My Jamaica creative team, Sonia, CJ, Matthew, AOK, that is the production arm of the Ashi company, led by iFidel. I got up yesterday morning and he was already at the AC Marriott. I got up this morning, I got a text, he was already at the conference center, and he knew I was performing last night. I left the reception to perform, and best believe he was here, and I got an additional 2 hours of sleep. Michael Holgate and Conroy, it is what it is, I can make the calls, I can get the cussing, but they will take the calls. And Gregory, yes. And, I always have to end, with the thanks with my minister. Nothing is going to happen without her saying, yes, you can do this, tweak this, change this, I like this, add this. And, from, I approached her with this, she really, really appreciated, the idea, and has been very encouraging. And the video that you will see, she showed me a snippet of herself 3 weeks ago. And as I was sharing last night, I asked her, so what do you plan to do with it? And she chuckled. And I said, no, seriously, what do you plan to do with the video? And she said, well, I don't really know. And I was discussing this concept with, I think, iFidel. And I said, I wanted to do this thing. And I went into her office last week, Thursday, and I said, what's up with the video, man? What's up with the video? And she said, what are you going to do with it? I said, you'll see. If you know anything about her, she does not like surprises at all. So I was encouraged by saying, listen, don't show that video unless you show her. And I bumped into her at the Pegasus Saturday night. And I said, come have a seat. No, first I showed the PS. Because, you know, the PS pays the bills. And when I showed it to him, he didn't realize it was her. And he said, oh, this? And I said, it's the minister. And he said to me, and you know, it's one of the most encouraging things I've heard since I've been at the ministry. And he said, any amount of money you want, you can pay for it. And so when I saw her in the lobby, I said, you know, look at this. And I must tell you, I have known her for a little bit, but the expression in her eyes, when she saw it, I called Sonia the morning and I said, you should see her face when she saw the video. And I was very happy. So I knew I was doing something right, you know. I just want to be brief. I don't want to, I mean, I've taken enough time. But for students, and you know, I prefer to dance up here than to be speaking. But all I have to say is, students, always believe, and I literally got this line from Janet last night, nothing in this world is ever too good for you. And Conroy and Michael always said the universe wants us to do well. So this is why we strive to present to you some of the best people that are in the creative industries. It's not an exhausted list. There are others, and this is not the last Expo, it's the second. But I make a concerted effort to find the best people at the top of their game now. And like last year and like this year, we want you to expose you to people who are doing well globally, that are Jamaicans, so that you can see whatever it is that you wish to do, it is not impossible. You put in the work and you will benefit. It is as simple as that. So this thing of the struggling artists and the struggling creatives, I will never be on that. And I will never present that, because I want you to think of the people that are in the industry that you want to be a part of, that are doing excellent. And this is what the minister strives for. I always say to, I've never seen my minister looking disheveled. So you follow the lead of your leader. So I hope you take in all you possibly can today. Speak to them. You'll get a chance to have, you know, one-on-one with them where possible. Look at the magazine, see what the careers are that are possible. You know, everybody don't have to be on stage. You can make loads of money backstage too. Okay? Have a great day, and thanks for coming.
I know that you guys can do a much better job than that for Marissa Benin, who is all about the exposure. I couldn't help but hear Sir John Da Costa, who is one of our panelists, clap when she said, you know, you don't have to be on the stage. There are a lot of opportunities and lucrative business off. And when we speak to John, who has done lighting production for the likes of
everybody,
and you will understand why it is important for you to understand the industry full circle, so you can understand where it is you would like to position yourself.
And I'd just like to say for a minute that the lady who you just saw here talking to you guys is a true example of a doer. A lot of us are ideators. We have ideas. Yes, you can sell ideas, you know, great. But Marissa is someone who will see something and get it done. And I hope that this mandate is something that will inspire you guys to say, you know what? I can think of an idea and I can follow through and I can make it excellent.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Marissa.
Absolutely.
And thank you to the team.
Absolutely. So it's fine to be dreamers, but it's also more important to be doers. And she spoke about that video. She alluded to it. But, you know, we want them to wait a little bit. And we want to get it closer to when our minister actually speaks. But what is really cool is that she wants to be able to not just inspire, but to get this generation up and running. And I thought it was very important that we also mention, because John mentioned it, right now in production, there is somebody who had started off as an intern when we had an academy, in M Academy in 2019. So again, you have to pay it forward. It's not just about doing, but it's also using your position and your platform and paying it forward. So we thank Marissa and, of course, the amazing team for getting that done. Now, the lady who is coming to the stage right now, if you are even vaguely familiar with Ashe.
Yes.
One of the most amazing performing groups in the world.
Absolutely. In the world.
In the world. You will see her. She's perhaps one of the most noticeable faces on the stage, and you will see why. She's a promising talent with a passion for music, social development, and creative empowerment. She developed and found her love for the performing arts through the training she received at Ashe from she was 12 years old.
12.
And eventually landed herself a full-time position in the internationally acclaimed Ashe company, where the performer in her was nurtured and refined. She is a triple threat. She is a singer, actor, actor,
yo, wow, one,
and dancer. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Akira.
Make some noise.
Good morning. Start over, please. I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me. It's getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll
because the artist wanted a chance to record, the most important thing to him was to be able to go out there and sing and hear his voice and get praises. But you see, because I have to see further than that, you know, I'm able to assess what kind of problems we could run into.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going?
I'm so happy to see that our entertainment industry has bounced back and is up and running again.
A driving force in the industry, Janet Rollet is helping to recast the mold when it comes to covering the African American community.
Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail.
You're supposed to lead. And what does the leadership look like? Is that you are supposed to embody the principles and mission and goals of the organization that you're a part of.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going?
Be able to pass on my energy out to someone else and make them even feel more beautiful. It's honestly always an honor.
Competition has begun.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. What are you hoping for? Do you know?
Is truly the established entrepreneur. He is one of the new face of what entrepreneur and business looks like in Jamaica.
And I look at how Jamaicans have excelled.
Bolt's gonna do it again!
It creates a certain pride in me. We have created some great Jamaicans in all fields. We have been doing something that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe, based on what we heard from Akira, and based on the video that we just watched, that we can do a much better job than that, don't you think? No, I get it. I get it. As Jamaicans, we're accustomed to seeing excellence around us all the time. Sports, music, food, drama, film, production. We are accustomed to the very high standard. Sometimes when we see it all the time, we think it's just normal. But when we're in the presence of greatness, we are to absolutely show them love, correct?
Yes. And you know, I was sitting down there, I was like, should I go up there with Terry? I don't know. Because I was getting a little emotional because what I saw in that reel is that it's possible. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know, you know. It's possible. Somebody else did it before you. Guess what? It can happen for you. And I'm just so happy that we have this forum to engage with these people.
Absolutely. No, the person who we're going to introduce has been an advocate, a lover, a person who speaks about Jamaica and carries the flag of Jamaica everywhere she goes. She believes in us as a people and what we can do. Our host and the supporter of this Career Expo, the Creative Career Expo, please put your hands together for our Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Grange.
morning. Good morning. Lord, on a sound, thank you. Are you having a good time? Well, this morning or today, it's your day, not mine. And I'm really happy to see all these students here, people who want a career or who would love to know what it is to be part of the Jamaica creative industries. And I want to welcome you all, and I want to thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great day. So now I have to do the formalities. And you all know it's Reggae Month. Before I do the formalities, though, I must acknowledge the presence of Orlando. Come up here so they can see you. He's good looking. He's a former dancer, right? And he's the future. I want you to applaud our Minister of State, Honorable Orlando. And later on, you will have a chance to interact with him and to hear his remarks. Now, this is Reggae Month, and during Reggae Month, we celebrate the performances and genius of our musicians, our writers, our promoters, our dancers, our production crews, and indeed everyone involved in the entertainment and cultural ecosystem, the stylist, the makeup artist, and you can go on and on and on. The presenters, the MCs, those who come on stage and give you jokes, they're all a part of the ecosystem, the cultural ecosystem. And special mention must be made of our most recent Reggae Grammy winner, Kabaka Pyramid, who was recognized for his album, The Calling. So the world has recognized that Jamaica's musical and cultural expressions are unique and are the gold standard. No less an organization than UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, in recognition of the fact that this little island, this little dot on the map of a little under 3 million persons, gave the world 7 musical genres and declared Kingston the birthplace of reggae music, a creative city of music. Additionally, the element reggae music of Jamaica has been inscribed on UNESCO's representative list since 2018. From the field of sports, which I refer to as physical culture, to our creatives, Jamaica is known as a center of excellence. Of course, we have the fastest women in the world and the fastest men in the world. And the region and indeed the world looks to us for our innovation and dynamism. The Jamaica Creative Expo, in its second iteration, is an outlet through which we can interact with and learn from creatives who have excelled in their fields of endeavor and who have achieved that coveted gold standard. This event, which brings together creative youth with established professionals in the global creative industries, is not a place where one will observe the proverbial struggling artist. Indeed, each of our featured presenters, even our moderators, are world-class and are excellent mentors to you, our young creatives. Our presenters are as follows. Ms. Janet Rollet, CEO and Executive Director of the American Ballet Theatre, and I ask you to give her a big round of applause. Dr. Miles Davis, President and Professor of Management at Linfield University. Ms. Nadine Rollins, Managing Director of Raw Management Limited. Mr. Conroy Swagdon Wilson, Executive Director of the Ashe Company. Mr. Dean Shepherd, Chief Executive Officer of SNB Creative Group. Mr. John DeCosta, Lighting Designer. Matteo, Jewelry Designer. Mr. Ryan McLean, Content Creator and Brand Strategist. Their interventions will be moderated by TEDx alumnus Dr. Terry Carell Reed and Rashane Rushcamp Campbell, noted influencer. Now, you know, at least as your minister, I'm a part of the creative sector as well. And so, when I speak to you from the heart. I come with a passion. I come with someone who has been there and done that. I was surprised with that little video that was used, introduced. In fact, every time I see it, I can't believe it's me. I look like an innocent little girl at that time, right? And I want to acknowledge Marcus James as well. Marcus, I didn't forget you here. So I'm particularly proud of the fact that this event was conceptualized and executed by Jamaica Creative, which is a body I envisioned as the engine and clearinghouse for the Jamaican entertainment and creative industry sector. Now, what is Jamaica Creative? Jamaica Creative is a body that has been put together that represents all sectors in the creative, entertainment, culture, and creative industries. Jamaica Creative is answering the call for the dysfunctional structure that exists of a little bit of the creative is in that ministry, a little bit in that ministry, and it's all over the place. And so Jamaica Creative was established to have a council with representatives from the various ministries and from private sector to come together so there is a coordinated, joined-up approach to addressing the needs of the sector. So their work has so far produced a draft Entertainment, Cultural and Creative Industry Act, a pioneering piece of legislation that will facilitate synergy throughout the creative sector. Additionally, Jamaica Creative has facilitated practical learning opportunities for young and aspiring creatives through the provision of internships with companies and institutions in the creative sector. Additionally, as I speak to you, Jamaica is being represented at the 16th session of the Intergovernmental Committee of UNESCO's 2005 Convention on the Protection and Promotion of Diversity of Expressions by another member of the Jamaica Creative Team. So my ministry is therefore operating at the local and international level to ensure the development and growth of our creative sector and to ensure that opportunities are available for those who can earn, create jobs, and make a significant contribution to the country's gross domestic product based on their creative expressions and talent. As was said earlier, there are so many jobs, so many areas in which you can. So you know, there's an African proverb that says, if you can walk, you can dance. And if you can talk, you can sing. So every one of you here is a dancer and a singer. I know that. Put on a tune on the radio. All when you don't know the words quite exactly how it is. You're singing. And, Leg of the Bird, and in fact, I'm tempted to ask for something to be played so we can say everybody singing and dancing. I can't dance in the morning. They're going to call me the dancing minister. So, so I leave it to Orlando. And I'd leave it to my peers to sing, who has a wonderful voice. Everybody in this room is a creative person. And so I am really happy that we are all here together this morning to experience the power in this room. So what I said earlier about our contribution to GDP is not an idle statement. Indeed, the United Nations has estimated that the global creative industries generate in excess of $2 trillion in annual revenues and account for nearly 50 million direct and indirect jobs. In 2022, the local creative sector generated $2.2 billion in revenue and accounted for 5.2% of the island's gross domestic product and 3% of direct and indirect employment. My ministry wants to stimulate the continued exponential growth of the creative sector by causing you all here this morning to awaken and use your collective imagination and expressions. We will do so in a focused and measured way. As the theme to today's Expo suggests, bit by bit, putting it together. In my ministry, they're accustomed to hear me say, we're going to eat this elephant a bite at a time. So I want to thank you all for coming, and I want you to feel free to participate and build on your God-given talents and skills. I'm looking in a few years for the next Marley, the next Coffee, the next Sean Paul, the next Matthew, the next Janet Rollet. Indeed, all the names that I've called are good examples of success. But I'll tell you a little story. The late Prime Minister, the most Honorable Edward Seaga, called me one day. I did an interview after I contested an election that he did not want me to contest because he said, I do not mentor losers. And after the interview, he called me and he said, tell me something. I won't call the name of the two ladies, but there are two ladies who have been in politics. They both have done excellent job, but one is a calm, almost innocent spirit, and the other one is dynamic. And he said to me, choose what you want to be. Do you want to be so-and-so, or you want to be so-and-so in this thing? And I said, I don't want to be either. I want to be Babsy Grange. So follow the good examples, but be yourself. And pull on your creativity, because every single individual in this room is creative. Now, as I close, I want to especially acknowledge my team from the ministry, and I'm going to ask them to stand. P.S. Minister Terry Long, Miss Archibald, Miss McDaniel, and the rest of the team. I want them to stand, and I want you to give them a big round of applause for doing such an excellent job. Very good. So, and of course, the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. Please applaud them and the other entities that work with us. And it is now my pleasure to speak to some tangible results that have come out of this initiative. We're in our second year of Jamaica Creative Expo. And last year, we matched 32 young people with established companies in the industry. And some have now been employed by the entities with which they have been matched. And I really want you to applaud. Some of those interns are now here, and the companies are also represented. This year, and I want you to get applause for this. You can applaud me too. This year, we celebrate Jamaica 60th anniversary of independence. It's a one-year celebration. We officially started last August, and I'm sure you all enjoyed the Grand Gala. And we will end this year in August, 1 year's celebration. And so this year we're offering 60 students. We're going to select 60 students to be interns and match them with 60 companies. And this is to commemorate our 60th anniversary. Finally, it is my pleasure to specially thank a gentleman here who has a famous name and is famous in his own right, Dr. Miles Davis, for offering 5 scholarships to Linfield University, and those scholarships will be in perpetuity. Am I right, Dr. Miles? Now, I don't know if you notice I keep calling you Dr. Miles, because in Jamaica, we say Miss Babsy, and we always call everybody affectionately by their first names, and we add a title. So you're Uncle Miles for these students. So with those words, I want to wish the next generation of creatives success. Use the opportunity that is being presented to you today. You all in this room have a great future. It's for you to grasp the opportunity, and the time is now. God bless you all. Thank you. We deserve a little music, you know. Absolutely. We deserve a little music. This is about creativity. Marissa, we need a little music. We need to lighten up the place.
Wait, pattern, a bird season. Yeah, man, DJ, a bird season, you know. Yeah. Our man's are there. Bye.
Come on.
Our man's are there.
Come on.
Hey, man never used to sing dancing song. No, me sing dancing song.
Stand up. Stand up. Come on. Come on.
I mean, did sing what son say.
All of you stand up.
Dirt bongs, amazing. Tip in a imp monster of a dance. Everybody learning. Hey,
come on. Let me see you do it.
Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Hey, Lego the bird. Hey, watch your junk girl and a eager. Get your junk girl and a eager.
Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Thank you so much to Minister Grange. No, guys. No. On the come back with the hungry clapping. No. Thank you so much to Minister Grange.
You know,
what, Terry?
There were 3 great takeaways from the minister, but it's just amazing that only a Jamaican can sing about legoing like a John Crow.
Terry, catch a John Crow and an eagle.
Yeah, typically when we look on somebody and say, you know, he's a real John Crow, it's not necessarily a good thing, but then only we can turn it into not only a song, but a dance. And then it makes the whole world ask, but what does a jungle look like dancing? But leave it to a Jamaican and we will show it to you. I have 3 great takeaways that I pulled from what the minister
right.
said very quickly. Number 1, everyone is a creative. A lot of the times we sit and we compare ourselves to other people. And we said, that person creative, that person ideates. We are all creatives. 2, there is no need to copy and paste. You are the original. So you can learn from greats. You can aspire to be great. Or you can look at breadcrumbs that they've left. But my God, be yourself. Yep. And that's why I have to say big up Garmex Academy, because what I have on is made by a graduate of Garmex Academy who is just trailblazing his own way, Yolvinta. So big up Garmex Academy. And lastly, you hear how much money and how many jobs.
I wonder if Terry now reach money part.
Money.
Guys.
50 million jobs.
Yes.
And billions.
Okay, not the M, the B.
All right.
Okay, so everyone, we have an introductory reel for our keynote speaker. And me and Terry don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I'm just going to say some things and drop the mic and allow our keynote speaker to speak. I will say Parkwood Entertainment. I will say Black is King. Mm-hmm. I will say CNN Worldwide. Not, okay, CNN Worldwide. Mm-hmm. What else should we say, Terry?
American Ballet.
Right. She have it, Terry stretch around the back and I say, Rush, me just a stretch, see? What else?
Someone who believes in accessibility of people like us to being superstars on global stages.
And I think that's it. Drop the mic.
That's it. Have a look at the screen.
Rollet is the original general manager of Parkwood Entertainment, the entertainment company founded by entertainer and entrepreneur Beyoncé. Additionally, she served as executive producer of the Grammy-nominated film Black is King. She was also associate producer of Beyoncé's groundbreaking headlining performance at Coachella Valley Music Festival in 2018, and subsequent Grammy Award-winning film distributed on Netflix, Homecoming. Rollet also led the management and operations of the historic long-term strategic partnership with Adidas AG for Ivy Park, the athleisure brand of which Beyoncé is 100% owner. Her previous roles as a leader across multiple media organizations have been groundbreaking and include Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at CNN Worldwide, Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer of BET Networks, Vice President and General Manager of AOL's Affinity websites, AOL Black Voices and the 10 websites in AOL Women's and Lifestyle category, Vice President, Programming Enterprises and Business Development at MTV Networks, responsible for growing revenue at VH1 and Country Music Television. Rollet is currently the CEO and Executive Director of American Ballet Theatre, ABT, one of the world's greatest dance companies. Rollet is the first black executive to serve in this role at ABT. She is the strategic operations and development leader of the organization, whose mission is to create, present, preserve, and extend the great repertoire of classical dancing for the widest possible audience. Please welcome Janet Rollet to the Jamaica Creative.
I feel good already with that welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You have no idea what it means to me personally to be here with all of you today. I want to thank Marissa, who is impossible to say no to, just to be clear. And I want to thank the minister and everyone in the ministry for having me. It's a wonderful honor, quite frankly, for me to be here to speak with all of you about 2 themes of my life that are central to it, that are in the name of today's event: creativity and career. And occasions such as this always provide an opportunity for reflection. And it has given me the opportunity to sharpen my thinking about both of those things. And I want to share my thoughts on both of those topics with you today. Because it's really only in hindsight, and at my age perhaps, that you can actually put your career into a context and use it as a way of telling a story that might help you think about the path that you want to create for yourself. So my talk is actually centered on not what you've heard there or read in the book, but on an interview question that I always ask when I'm interviewing people. What's not on your resume? Because the reason I ask that question is because it forces somebody to tell me not just what they did, but why they did it and how they did it. And so that's how I get to learn about whether or not somebody is someone I should work with, and it also helps me think about my own journey. So I want to make sure, though, that today is absolutely about all of you. So I'm going to tell you my story, but then I'm going to open it up for questions, comments, big ups, whatever you feel in your heart after you've heard my story. And I start with a quote by the Lebanese poet and philosopher Khalil Gibran, who said the following: "Keep me away from wisdom which does not cry, the philosophy which does not laugh, and the greatness which does not bow before children." So I'm here to bow in front of all of you today. My personal story is full of laughter and tears and twists and turns, and I hope it's a testimony to the vast array of opportunities that await you as you begin your journey. So my path to this day was paved by the will, determination, and courage of two strong Jamaican women, my mother Barbara and my grandmother, who left Wild Street in Franklintown to come to the U.S. to make a better life for me and my family. And when my grandmother left, she left my mother here to finish high school at Immaculate Conception and landed in one of the coldest places in the United States, Rochester, Minnesota, in the dead of winter with a spring coat because there was a job there. And so I think a lot about why she would do that. Leave beautiful Jamaica, sunshine, good vibes, all those things. And what I understood is that she wanted my mother and me to have the opportunities that she was denied access to because she was a woman of her time and she came from poverty. And so my mother and uncle stayed here in Kingston to finish high school, and my grandmother eventually settled in my hometown of, as we call it, money-earning Mount Vernon, New York. So my grandmother lived with my family, my parents, me, and my younger brother, for my entire life. She died at almost 95 years old when I was in my 40s. My son, who is 25, knew his grandmother. And that influence stays with me in everything that I do. I tell people all the time, I'm actually 75% Caribbean, because between my mother and my father, whose father came to the US from Dominica, I'm actually more Caribbean than I am American. Thank you. So when I was 8 years old, my mother, as a good Jamaican mother would do, would say, "You're spending too much time on the street running around playing kickball. You need an activity." And so my mother took me to my first ballet class at the YMCA in Mount Vernon, New York. It was the perfect outlet for me because of two things. One, I grew up in a house that was filled with music, and it was filled with all types of music. So that was how my brain worked, processing country and classical and bossa nova and jazz and R&B and funk and even heavy metal rock. So all of that informed the way that I thought about the world. And then, of course, the reason she took me is because I had a lot of energy and she wanted me to have a physical outlet. And what I say to people all the time is that I didn't just want to move, I need to move. And so the marriage of the music with the ability to express myself physically was the perfect match. But of course, as a good Jamaican mother would think, it was just a hobby. Because I was the firstborn of my parents, and the weight of expectations fell on me. So, of course, I lived up to those expectations for a time. I was destined to become a doctor, and I was accepted to Barnard College at Columbia University at 16 years old on a scholarship, pre-med. My mother is a nurse, so of course for my family, becoming a doctor would have been their American dream come true. But with all that they taught me about the value of education and the nobility of the medical profession, what even they didn't realize at the time is that they were also teaching me something much more significant and powerful. That, as Marissa says, that nothing was beyond the reach of my abilities and talents if I worked hard enough, and that anything I wanted to do should be available to me. So that secondary education that they didn't realize they were giving me was instrumental in forming the values that I have used to make every significant decision in my life. Because I believe that staying true to your values is by far and perhaps the only way to be prepared when an opportunity presents itself to you. Because you have to have a basis for deciding what a true opportunity looks like. And so in my case, the two most deeply held core values that I have are creativity on the one hand and freedom on the other. I define creativity as seeing something that no one else sees, even when you're both looking at the same thing. Think about that for a minute. Creativity is seeing what no one else sees, even when you're looking at the same thing. And then I also define freedom as my ability to choose, to make decisions for myself that are based on what I am and am never willing to compromise in the name of success. But what I will also say is the thing that those two values have in common is that neither one of them can be real and exist at the same time as self-doubt. And when I say self-doubt, I'm not talking about arrogance, I'm not talking about ego. Those are things that will absolutely drive you down the wrong path. But what needs to be coupled with that sense of courage and bravery is also what I describe as self-awareness. Knowing who you are and what you're about so deeply that you have a heightened sense of what drives you as an individual and what allows you to be fully human. Because my obsession with our freedom in particular is the long history of us not being recognized for the fullness of our humanity. So the work and path that you need to go on to discover what your values are is often littered with what I call moments of truth. Because it's easy to sit here today and say, yes, well, I value creativity and I value freedom and I'm passionate and so on and so forth. But the only way to know that your values are really your values is when they're tested. Are those the things that you use to make choices, decisions for yourself, to evaluate opportunities, and so on and so forth? And so there are a couple of moments of truth for me that have defined my career and led me to understand how deep my values go. The first is that after a year at Barnard, I decided to leave and not become a doctor and instead to become a professional dancer. So of course, next, I had to find the courage to go home and tell my parents that I was leaving Barnard and my scholarship to be a professional dancer. As Marissa alluded to, the idea of me being a struggling artist was something my parents could not wrap their minds around. But what they didn't realize is at the same time they fed me the world of dance, they also fed me this idea that life is long, and I don't have to have one career in my lifetime. And so even though I tried to explain to them, but I have to dance now while I'm young, I'm always going to be smart, I'll do something else later, they thought I was making a decision that would be fatal. And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in failure either as a way of describing a person. I believe that people sometimes fail, but that doesn't make them failures. It gives them an opportunity to learn and grow. So my mom was in tears. My dad, who I was so close with, did not speak to me for an entire year. But my grandmother was there giving me love and support and encouragement because she was, of course, was the peacekeeper of the family. But I could see the path for myself even when they couldn't. And that's why I love that Emerson quote that is included in the reel about not just going where a path may lead, but going where there is no path and leaving a trail. So eventually my family bowed to this child, and I've been blessed to build a career of which I'm proud and of which they are also proud. And that's what I believe that my life and legacy is all about. Thank you. I'm good. So this right here today, in some ways, is my next moment of truth. And you are all my witnesses. I am still only a little bit more than a year into my role at American Ballet Theatre, and being the first Black CEO of not just American Ballet Theatre, but any ballet company at that level is a responsibility I take extremely seriously. I never, ever celebrate being the first at anything because all that says to me is we've been denied those opportunities to that point. And I'm not about that life. And there's also really, in my view, no value to me being first unless there's a next. And that's what I focus on. So I hope that by deed and by word, I'm leaving a trail that will be much easier for all of you to follow. Because for me, the only way forward is to work in environments that recognize the fullness of my humanity. So in the historically Eurocentric world of ballet, it isn't a small thing that I'm a leader who can't and won't separate my Blackness from my leadership. Ballet is an art form that was established in 1500. That's almost 1,000 years of doing things in a way that exalts whiteness and also is structured in a way that removes particularly female dancers' voices from them. I won't be a part of that continuing. And so this is a moment of truth for me to see whether or not the world that I want to see ballet move into is actually possible. The way I describe it often is that I'm the epitome of what it means to be American, and our name is American Ballet Theatre. America was built by immigrants, both willing and unwilling. America was built by people who see around corners, who recognize opportunity, who want more than their current circumstances. And so if we're truly going to be American Ballet Theatre, we have to be American the way I'm an American, not in the historical sense of America that is stuck in a time where we weren't even considered full humans. That's not possible. And so now, as a career goes, I'm a little spoiled. And I admit it, because I have only ever done work that fulfills me, that I feel has a higher sense of purpose, and that allows other people to be their best selves. And so I don't know if this is the last place that I will ever work, but I kind of think it is. Because I'm having yet another one of those full circle moments that I'm so fond of talking about, but I can only talk about them in retrospect. So part of what allowed me to move on from being a professional dancer was that I went full circle back to Columbia and got my MBA there. The reason I was so intrigued by the job at ABT is that in another moment of truth, when I auditioned for Purchase, the person who led my audition was an elegant, beautiful principal dancer of ABT named Yvonne Naj. And I was the only female that was taken at that audition. So ABT has a special place in my heart for that reason. And then the other thing is I've taken leaps from here to there and left when people thought I shouldn't, but saw opportunity elsewhere, maybe because I'm really, at the end of the day, not just a creative, but I consider myself a creative thinker. And so when I think about my career, I think of it more like a calling. I don't think of it as going from job to job to job. And again, that's a luxury that I've given myself that was not always easy to do. But because I believe media at its best, where I spent a lot of my career, and dance as a performing art are really the purpose of those things, when they're done well, is to illuminate the best of human potential. And that is what I hold as a deep belief. So at HBO, they make content that are true pieces of art. At MTV Networks, that was a match for my love for music. At both Black Voices and BET, I got to work to present images and imagery that reflect the beauty and depth of our humanity as Black people. And then, of course, at Parkwood Entertainment, I work for the Queen, who truly is a queen. Not just as an entertainer, but as a person. It was the most difficult decision of my career to leave Parkwood. But the way that I thought about that is that I was working on behalf of an artist and also the fabulous Chloe and Halle, but the ability to work on behalf of the 90 artists in American Ballet Theater's main company, and the 15 dancers who are in our studio company, and all of the students at the ABT JKO school who are dreaming about being dancers one day, was an opportunity that I really could not pass up. So I want to, before I end, go back and tell you a little story about what it was that gave me the courage to go and have that difficult conversation with my parents. So imagine I'm one of the only little brown spots at the Novikov School of Ballet in New Rochelle, and I've been promoted to go on point. And there is a recital that then all of a sudden turned into a competition. And I was new to the school and just recently promoted to wearing pointe shoes, and there was this diva of the school named Karen Wagner. I was like, it's a foregone conclusion Karen's gonna win this thing, and her name literally was Karen. That's all right, not her fault. And so I was given the solo The Dying Swan to do. And I don't know how, big up to The Dying Swan apparently. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with that dance, but it's incredibly simple. You literally just bourrée and move your arms, and then you start to feel more pain because the dance is called The Dying Swan. And what happens at the end of The Dying Swan? You finally die. Okay. So I'm 10 years old at the time, and I remember so well standing in the wings, ready to dance, thinking to myself, What can I do to set it off, though? Because Karen's going to win the competition. There's no question about that. But that doesn't mean I can't be great. Okay? So, in my 10-year-old brain, and I'm guessing there's a lot of young people in this room who have had similar thoughts and thought, wait a minute, I'm seeing this differently. I thought to myself as I was waiting in the wings, wait a minute. This dance isn't about a swan that's dying. This dance is about a swan that's clinging to life. And that with her last movement and breath, she's still going to be a graceful swan. And that's what I thought about when I took that stage. So I go out there and I'm like, every movement as if it's my last. But of course I do die at the end because that's the dance. I am on the floor in the death position and I hear the following. I'm 10, so in my mind I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Because it's a room full of parents and there's a gasp and I'm like, what did I do wrong? So I got up sheepishly, took a quick bow and ran off the stage. I was pushed back out to take a real bow, and what I noticed is there were parents who were crying. And I thought to myself, when I was having that conversation with my parents, if a 10-year-old girl can move people to tears through dance, there's no way I'm not going to be a dancer. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm going to leave you with one last quote from Gibran, who is an idol of mine and a great teacher, which says, when you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. So I hope with the deepest part of my heart that all of your senses are lively and sharp, and that you find inspiration where no one else does. And I wish you every possible success, and please know that I will always be watching to see which of all of you has got next. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So with that, do we have time for a few questions or no? After. So find me out wherever we're going next, and I'd be happy to take any questions and talk to anybody who's interested. So thanks so much again.
My goodness, so good.
Wow. Another round of applause for our keynote speaker, Terry. There is no value in being first
if there is no next.
If there is no next.
And so
Beautiful.
even as creatives, as we are trying to develop personally, always think about how you can pay it forward. It's not just about you, but it's also about people who you can empower and enable. I absolutely loved her storytelling, and I loved her examples.
So good.
Oh my God.
Creativity plus freedom, moments of truth. I'm just... On a record this, Marissa, we can watch it back? Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So while we digest, because I think what that is just really digesting everything that Janet Rollet just spoke about, takes us to another person who had his moment of truth. And his moment of truth came last year. Imagine not being selected, right? Not getting selected.
Happens.
And then somebody saying, all right, we're going to introduce you into Digital Rising Stars as a wild card. And a wild card usually has it the hardest Because now the wild card needs to now convince Jamaicans to vote for you after they've already picked a favorite.
Yeah, they must say, what are you doing here?
This 17-year-old representing Camperdown High School.
Make some noise.
Footballer steps in as the wild card and eventually walks away as the 2022 winner of Digicel Rising Stars. He is good looking.
Oh, I thought you were going to call his name.
He is talented.
Yes.
He is.
No, hold on. Sorry, Terry. I also heard him perform 2 weeks ago at a function, and I was, may I say, so I saw him sound good. People, when him sing, I want to get up, I want to engage. Smooth. Nobody hype on the man because he is talented, amazing, and he is...
Mozane Sutherland!
Hey. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? Oh, man. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, that's better. How are we doing today? Answer. How are we doing today? All right, that's better. So, you don't know I'm here to sing, so. Wait, hold on. Me hear all the pretty girls, them say, ooh. Come on, man, I don't sound like I'm pretty. But me hear the pretty girls, them say, ooh. All right, play the track for me, my boys. If you don't feel free to say, what you do, where you, who you got plans, don't say that. I'm sipping a wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. We should be dancing, romancing in the air. Up this mansion was had. Are you playing no games? Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open. 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 That you feel the way I feel and you want me like I want you tonight. Say, tell me that you're coming. Come on, man, I don't know the song.
I need you, baby.
La la la, la 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 la.
Gotta see you, baby. Gonna try to give you this.
We can dance. We can dance. Oh, skanking, grooving, hallelujah. Oh, yes, skanking. Get up, man, if you can dance. Get up. Under the pressures of life and it's tough. Now stay down, mama, time, pick it up. Now bother with the downfall style, strictly hopeful vibes. I pick it up when the bills, them, the rent and the mortgage. Yeah, with me chalice, so when your best friends are gone and it's only you. Let up sing, skanking free. Everybody wanna be like we. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You don't feel the reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. Skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like real. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You don't feel the reggae music sweet, yeah, yeah. We're skanking till the morning comes. Until that day when my troubles are gone, oh, hallelujah. We're grooving in we're grooving all my troubles away. Something sweet, everybody wanna feel like me. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You don't feel reggae music sweet, 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 skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like me. Forget your troubles and rock with me. You don't feel reggae music sweet. We're gonna be skanking. We're gonna be skanking sweet. Thank you. So, you know, I'm for the ladies. I mean, I said that in the competition. Huh? So, let me sing to you real quick. Talk, let's have conversations in the dark. We're all just sleeping, I'm awake with you. Watch movies that we both already seen, girl. I ain't even looking at the screen. It's true, I've got my eyes on you. And you say that you're not worth it. You get hung up on the floor, but in my eyes you are perfect, as you are. And I will never try to change you, change you. I will always want the same. Swear on everything I pray to that I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get lonely. Keep the secrets that you told me, girl. And your love is all you owe me. And I won't break your heart. Sunday mornings we sleep until noon. All I can say forever next to you. You, next to you. And we got places we both gotta be. But there ain't nothing I would rather do than blow up all my plans. And you say that you're not worth it. You get hung up on your flaws, but in my eyes you are perfect, as you are. Yeah. I'll never try to change you. I will always want to save you. Swear on everything I pray to that I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get lonely. Keep the secrets that you told me, and your love is all you owe me. And I won't break your heart when no one seems to notice, and your days they seem so hard. My darling, you should know this. My love is everywhere you are.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Oh my God,
it was so good.
By the way, thank you so very much to the supporting vocalists. If there's anything I can say, having known these singers who come in year after year, it's not where you start, it's really how you finish.
Yeah, man.
And Mosaic, like so many of them, come on to Digital Rising Stars and they're nervous. They really do want people to like the song selection, and then to see him, right, Conroy, Swag Boss, or as the minister has now called you, Swag Don. To see them performing with such confidence, it's just amazing. It's an amazing thing to see.
Absolutely. No, we're moving on. Janet, boy.
You
Janet
still digesting?
Yeah, man, I'm still digesting. But we have another keynote speaker, and we had the opportunity to speak to this gentleman backstage. And I was
inspired.
Enriched.
Yes.
Yes. This is a gentleman who clearly understands the mandate of the Jamaica Creative, but he also has his own individual mandate as a black man in America who wants to see all of us. He sends down the elevator and he wants to see all of us there on the top floor. So I am so excited to introduce him, but I'm going to give the Real an opportunity to do the work.
Absolutely.
We have our next keynote speaker. Real, are you ready? Yeah, man.
Dr. Miles K. Davis is the 20th president of Linfield University, Oregon. Davis has a PhD in Human and Organizational Sciences from the George Washington University, an MA in Human Resource Development from Bowie State University, and a BA in Communications from Duquesne University. He was the inaugural chair of the Management Science Department at the Harry F. Byrd Jr. School of Business at Shenandoah University, and became the founding director of its Institute for Entrepreneurship. Dr. Davis went on to become the dean of the Harry F. Byrd Jr. School of Business. Dr. Davis has won numerous awards. Most recently, he was named the Portland Business Journal President of the Year and inducted into the PhD Project Hall of Fame. Additionally, Dr. Davis received awards of service from the NAACP and the Drum Major for Justice Award from the United Churches of Christ. He has also won recognition for his interfaith work from the Islamic Society of North America and the United Methodist Church. Dr. Davis is a much sought-after speaker on the topics of organizational change, ethical, moral, and principled leadership, and the need to transform higher education. Please welcome Dr. Miles Davis to the Jamaica Creative Conference.
There are two things I must apologize for before I begin speaking. One is I must apologize for my attempts at dancing. Please do not hold that against me. Number two, for those, well, let me ask, are there any jazz fans in the audience? I am sorry, I am not the Miles Davis that you came here to see. I want to ask you if you've heard of a few names. Anyone here ever heard of a singer by the name of Tony Braxton? Yes, how about an actor by the name of Wesley Snipes? How about a small performer by the name of Michael Jackson? And then my favorite performer of all time, a gentleman, a king, but we know him by Prince. I call out these names because all of them filed for bankruptcy. All of them had financial challenges in their life. I am going to speak to you about the business of show business. See, one of the things that I like to do is collect data. I'm a bit of a data geek. And so I double-checked with my new friend, Janet Rollet, and said, Janet, of course, I can talk to her like that now. I said, Janet, tell me about how much professional dancers make. So Janet confirmed the data that I had, that a professional dancer, after years of service, who makes it to the top tier, may make about $70,000 a year. I have to let you know that you cannot live off of $70,000 a year in either New York or LA. And that is after several years of training and perfecting your craft. Less than 1% of actors make over $50,000 US a year. I love the look you just gave me, young lady. She just said, what? Now, you can talk with Marcus a bit about this, who, quite frankly, I am such a fanboy of Game of Thrones and White Rat. Much love to you, Marcus. Less than 1% of actors make enough to qualify for health care benefits, which are not provided by the U.S. You have to purchase that. And you have to make over $17,000 within a base earning year. You can look all this data up on the Screen Actors Guild website. Am I right, Marcus? So what I want to talk to you a little bit about is not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And those who find themselves in financial troubles often do as a result of financial mismanagement or overspending or not understanding that they are in a business. The creative industry is a complex and ever-evolving industry. It encompasses a wide variety of creative activities and organizations that produce, promote, and market entertainment to audiences. From the glitz and glamour of Hollywood to the bright lights of Broadway or the entertainment venues of Kingston. So I have to ask, did anyone get a chance to go to Emancipation Park on Monday? Wasn't that amazing? For the Bob Marley tribute, it was amazing. If you weren't there, you better ask somebody. But it was there, and the brother's not there right now, but I have a nod off because there was more than just what was happening on stage. There was the lighting, the production, the orchestration, everything that went into making that happen. And Jamaicans have been a major force in the creative industry for decades. But we have to keep in mind that at its core, show business is business. Those who are involved in the industry must understand the basics of business, operations, and strategies to be successful. This includes understanding the different types of organizations involved in the industry, the types of talent they need to hire, because there are all sorts of needs that exist in the creative industry, and the different types of products and services they provide. If you look, there is money to be made not just in being creative in your field, but connecting into the entertainment industry with your products and services. If you doubt what I'm saying, have a conversation with Mateo. Those involved in the creative industry must also understand the different types of financing available to them. You do understand that ballet theaters, performance, the National Theater Dance Company that I had the honor of being with and watching our great sister Marissa last night. I love you, Marissa. Watching her, as well as the others who give their time, have to be funded from somewhere. And you need to understand where that money comes from. The types of investors, the grants, and other sources of funding. Additionally, you must understand the complexity of the legal and regulatory environment in which they operate, especially the tax man. The brother said, yes, can I get an amen to that? The tax man. Only two things are certain, death and taxes. They're coming for you. The creative industry is built upon the art of entertainment. It is the amalgamation of narrative, music, dance, theater, film, and other forms of creative expression and performances. Now, the business of entertainment is the process of making, marketing, and distributing entertainment products or products that entertain. Y'all don't hear me now. You understand what I'm talking about? It involves a variety of different types of people, including actors, singers, dancers, producers, directors, lighting professionals. Now, while the entertainment industry is a business, it is also a creative endeavor. Those involved in the industry must have a strong understanding of the creative process. The creative process. I love what Janet said, is seeing what others don't see. I love that, Janet. This includes understanding the different types of storytelling and script writing, as well as the different forms of dancing. Got any dancers in the crowd? Yeah. Ballet, modern, crunk. Got any crunkers? Oh, man, okay. That's my neighborhood, I'm sorry. Choreography, acting, directing, and producing. Additionally, those involved in the entertainment industry must understand the different types of technology used in the industries, such as sound, lighting, special effects. We have some of those people. The minister and the ministry has put together that event with some of these people represent the technologies here today. Everyone does not need to be in front of the microphone or the camera. There are all sorts of technologies that make this happen. I have the great fortune to know both Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. Yeah, you can give it up for Debbie Allen. That's it then. Two amazing women, sisters, not just sisters, but sisters, who continue to provide entertainment to millions well into their 70s. That is because they mastered their craft and then expanded on it. Whether it was dance, in the case of Debbie Allen, or the theatrical performing, in the case of Felicia Rashad. They started with a base of education, though. They started with a base of education, proud graduates of Howard University. They then moved to mastering their craft and understanding the industry they were in. In my conversations with Felicia, and I've had her do a program for me called The Business of Show Business, and we asked the question, how has your longevity been so long? Same question as Debbie Allen. She says, because I always looked to learn the next step. When I was acting, I wanted to learn how to direct. And Debbie talks about when she was dancing, she wanted to learn how to choreograph. And so they had a base of formal education, then they continued to master their craft. It was not about 15 minutes of fame on social media, but developing a sustainable career that has gone strong for over 50 years. How many of you would like to have a career that was sustainable for over 50 years? If you're not raising your hand, you probably don't need to be here. I'm just saying. Speaking of social media, it has changed the creative industry in several ways. It has made it easier for celebrities to directly communicate with their fans, allowing them to promote their work and build a personal connection with their audience. Social media has also made it easier for fans to spread the word about their favorite artists and the projects they're involved in, leading to increased interest and engagement. Additionally, social media has made it easier for entertainment industry professionals to connect with one another and collaborate on projects. Finally, social media has made it easier for entertainment companies to start new trends and create viral content. So, consistent with my talking about this, I'm going to take a picture of all of you for the gram. And there we go. And I invite for you to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm sorry, I don't do Snapchat or TikTok. I'm not that hip yet. However, social media has a dark side. The same people who praise you 1 minute can turn around and troll you the next. If you behave in a way that is not consistent with what your fans imagine of you, or if you come out on the wrong side of a political issue, the same fans that adored you will bury you. If you doubt what I say, ask Kanye. I'm just saying. The business of show business is a complex one. It requires a great deal of creativity, business acumen, and an understanding of the entertainment industry. Those who are involved in it must understand the basics, at least the basics, of business operations. I will tell you what gets a lot of artists in trouble is not paying attention to the contracts in which they sign and what they're giving away. It does a man no good to gain the world if he sells his soul. You need to understand what it is that you're engaging yourself in. Y'all don't hear me now. The nuances of the creative process, you need to understand the complexities of the legal and regulatory environment. We must keep in mind that the creative industry is both a business and an art form. And those who are successful must master both. Master both. It also requires an eye for detail, an ability to coordinate multiple elements, and an understanding of the needs of the audience that you're producing for. By understanding the business of show business, one can make a successful career in the ever-evolving entertainment industry. And with that, I understand that the minister does not like surprises, but I have never been one who is known for doing things that people like. I do things because I think they're right. And so, Minister, I'm going to ask you to join me for a quick second because I want to say this with her beside me because it was the minister in the Ministry of Culture, Gender, and Entertainment, Industry, and Sport that propelled me to reiterate something that was said earlier, but I want it being said with the minister beside me. So, Linfield University offers you the opportunity to explore your creative side while learning how to manage the business of your career. And with that, I am proud to announce that Linfield University will be offering 5 scholarships per year to students from Jamaica. That is not 5 scholarships this year. That is 5 scholarships per year. Particular attention will be paid to those students who may wish to be part of performing arts programs. We will work with the Ministry of Culture, Gender and Entertainment and Sport to help identify those students. We want you to be a partner and thus identify the best and brightest. We want to help develop them, and it is our intention, you need to hear this, to send you back here. Come spend some time with us to take your talent back. And so I have to thank the Honorable Olivia Babsey-Grange, Minister of Culture, Education, Gender, and Sport, to making this possible for me to be here and offer this opportunity. Thank you, Minister. Thank you. Thank you. The other person that I have to thank You've already heard it said once that you do not say no to this woman. I have watched, from a song that you all know, I have watched tall trees be taken down by her little axe. The incredible, irrepressible Marissa Benet, National Director of Culture and Creative Industry, for making a connection with me when we were both together with Debbie Allen and Norm Nixon. And she says, I have to get you here. And I had no idea why she wanted me to come, but thank you, Marissa, for making that happen. I also want to extend a thank you to the U.S. Embassy of Jamaica. They reached out and partnered with the ministry to allow me to be a part of this event. And I love when we can make connections to support things, because the U.S. Embassy clearly understands that what is happening in Jamaica impacts what we are doing in the U.S. And so thank you, U.S. Embassy. I also would be remiss in not acknowledging the energy of my two new friends, Terry and Rashad. Your energy is infectious, and what you bring and what you're doing is part of this. And believe me, if I have not acknowledged you personally, and you had a hand in making this event happen, I want to thank you. So, Connie, where are you, Connie? I know you're here somewhere. Yeah, there she is. So Connie works for the ministry, and Connie's over there talking to me. And Connie, I'm going to tell you, Connie, because you gave me the ending to my presentation. Because Connie said, "Are you Jamaican?" I'm like, "No, I just sound like this." No, but I said, "No, I'm not." No, I'm not Jamaican. She says, "Well, somebody in your family Jamaican?" I'm like, "No, not that I'm aware of." Well, you know, and she proceeded to try to understand why this black man from America who has no knowledgeable Caribbean roots is here offering scholarships to people in Jamaica. I need all of you in this room to hear me clearly when I say we all originate from Mother Africa. One love. One heartbeat. One people. When Marcus Messiah Garvey came to the United States and started the United Negro Improvement Association, it wasn't about Caribbeans and black Americans. It was about the things that we encounter together. I am here because we got to stop this nonsense. We got to stop the nonsense about, okay, well, I'm better than you because you're from Jamaica. I'm better than you because I see the young lady from St. Thomas was here, or from Barbados. The things that we experience in the world, the people who are causing us to experience those things, guess what? They don't care. And so, if they don't care, why are we caught up in this? So, we can do better. We can do better. So, if I've said something that touched you in a positive way, thank the one. If I said something that may have offended some, I take responsibility for it. And with that, I wish you the best. Be well. Be blessed.
Oh my. I don't know. I just think it keeps on getting better and better. The gems, the nuggets, the takeaways.
The business of show business.
The takeaways. Every time we talk about being creative and we're talented and we're gifted and we ask a lot about how much money we're going to make, he challenged us to start thinking, how much money are you going to keep? He said you can be talented. Well, he never said this, but I'm paraphrasing. You can't be talented and dunce.
That is it. I keep telling them, you need a foundation in education.
You cannot be talented, but you don't.
Cannot.
You're talented and you want the big money, but you don't want to read the contracts.
And you don't have enough sense to choose a good lawyer.
Or accountant. Some are not, or a good manager.
There you go.
I see what you did there. and finally, the other gem that he said was that the persons that he used, Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad, they were not complacent in the one thing that they mastered. Instead, they said, how can I improve?
Yeah.
How can I learn the next step? So even if you're talented in one area, don't just sit on in the one area. Figure out the other facets and aspects of your industry. Loved it.
And he said one more thing. 5 scholarships for every year. I never hear enough noise. Unless on the cancel itself go school, I don't know. 5 scholarships. And what has held us back, a lot of us back, is lack of opportunity. We don't have resources. We don't have access. And someone is here to say to you, hey, if you're that shining star with the right grades and the right attitude, guess what? I'm going to open the door a little bit for you so you can step through. Come on, make some noise.
So I think after all of the
my
intellectual food, we nyam.
Murder.
But we also want to have lunch. No, we also want to big up everyone who's watching online, because it's not just us in the room, but there are persons who are watching via stream, MCGES Jamaica, Facebook, as well as YouTube, as well as JCDC, Facebook and YouTube. So thank you for facilitating the persons online. So lunch.
So students, if you have an armband, put your hand in the air and say, armband. No, I need that. So you never hold up your hand in a girl. Hello?
Yeah, go start.
If you have an armband, hold up your hand and say, armband. Okay, so those are the people who are going to eat. So, if you received an armband, and if you didn't, please acquire one, you are supposed to be going to get lunch. You'll be escorted by the ushers into, wave ushers, usher. And you will be escorted 2 areas.
So there'll be 2 stations.
Yes.
And we just ask you to use your discretion, right?
Yes.
We have about 45 minutes, so we're trying to do this in as quick a time as possible. So follow the ushers outside the room. There'll be 2 stations that you can choose to get your lunch. Panelists, you remain seated. We have a particular usher. Well, the usher is right here who will help our keynote as well as our panelists. So we'll let them go first.
Yes.
So that is to our speakers, our panelists, the minister. I see the 2 state ministers.
Our keynote.
So they will follow this usher. If you don't have a band for whatever reason, please say it to an usher who is wearing a shirt so that we can absolutely get you that band. So again, we're waiting.
Gas is not a nice thing. Serious. I need you guys to eat.
All right, so we're going to wait.
45 minutes, Terry?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so panelists, keynote speakers, if you will. Please,
so we'll be back
speakers,
at 2.
panelists,
We'll
please go with the minister.
Sharp.
We're waiting for them. So much going on. When we come back from lunch, we're going to jump into our panel discussions, question and answers, interactive panels. And so while they're speaking, students, you may start to leave on the side, please.
And remember, we want to be back in 45 minutes, and that would be about 2.
So at 2 o'clock, we will resume right here.
We'll
get ready for our panel discussions. Thank you so very much. Talk it over. Talk about what we heard from Janet Rollet.
We will be talking it over.
Talk about what we heard from Dr. Miles Davis.
Yes.
Speak about the power of collaboration, even within your spaces, how you can collaborate to do more work. So again, students, Educators, we ask you to make your way, follow in this direction. Do you have ushers on that side?
Do you have an usher on this side? I would suggest you just.
So we'll be back at 2 o'clock.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows.
Reggae Month is February. February is Reggae Month. Go catch the rhythm on Reggae Month TV, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily in February. Catch the mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries and symposia, reggae conversations with pioneers of the music, and lots more. Reggae Month TV all days in February, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on PBCJ and the Ministry of Culture social media pages. Get all the details real time on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app and come catch the rhythm this Reggae Month.
We are in a race against time, to reverse the effects of climate change by one simple action, which has positive and enduring effects. That's right, plant a tree, leave a lasting legacy. Join the My Tree Legacy promotion by planting a tree at your alma mater and share your work with us. Submit videos and pictures of you, your family, your friends, and colleagues planting trees. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
Reggae Month TV, on air, on cable, online.
This is our home, Jamaica, and tourism is the lifeblood of our country. Let's all feel good again. Whether with family or friends, we want you to enjoy your staycation.
We have to ensure that they are comfortable, they feel well protected.
New standards are in place to ensure your safety. We are here to serve you better, so you can have the best experience. Come out and rediscover Jamaica.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
Rediscover Jamaica.
Heartbeat of the world.
Watch yourself online, that's what my crew say. Make it a new day. A reminder by the Broadcasting Commission. We the BCJ. What if it was your friend in the mix? What if it was your sis in the pics? What if you were the terrorist watch list? What if? Suppose that one. What you do? Don't like, don't comment, don't click. Report it, block it, don't make it stick. Don't trust everybody on the internet. Use it to step up your intellect. So online you have to be safe too. Don't believe the rumors or the fake news. Don't go everywhere they try to take you. Protect the kids or they find a way to. What if it was your friend in the mix? What if it was your sis in the pics? What if you were the terrorist watch list? What if? Suppose that go on. What if? Wait up, free.
Reggae Month is February. February is Reggae Month. Go catch the rhythm on Reggae Month TV, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily in February. Catch the mega reggae concerts, interesting reggae documentaries and symposia, reggae conversations with pioneers of the music, and lots more. Reggae Month TV all days in February, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on PBCJ and the Ministry of Culture social media pages. Get all the details real time on the Reggae Jamaica mobile app and come catch the rhythm this Reggae Month.
How do bills become law in Jamaica? Laws are made to create order,
to ensure our safety, and to protect our rights against abuses by other citizens, organizations, and even the government itself.
A bill is a proposal for either a new law or for a change to an existing law. Jamaica's parliament is responsible for making our laws,
And that responsibility is shared between two houses.
There are 21 parliamentarians
appointed from both political parties to the upper house, also known as the Senate. And there are 63 members of parliament that we, the people, elect to the lower house, also known as the House of Representatives. To pass a law, there is a minimum of 6 stages required in each house. The process can begin in the upper house by a senator or in the lower house by your member of parliament. And their proposals for a new bill can certainly start with you, the citizen.
Now, since